natural aspirated V8, one of my favorite engines of BMW. They don't make them anymore. But today in this episode, we're going to talk about how to properly wash our car. The pre-wash has been done, and if you want to see it, hit the button on top and we will show you now how to properly wash an amazing car. First of all, when we start washing a car, we need buckets. Actually, we need 3 of them. 1 bucket for the wheels and 2 buckets for the paintwork. The wheels on this car we did already before. If you want to know more about it, just click on this button. But in this case, we're going to talk about 2 different shampoos. We have Bath, which is a neutral shampoo and very nice cleaning power, but very neutral, no gloss enhancing. This one is a super concentrated shampoo, which you can use with 1 bottle up to 80 buckets. In this case, we're going to use Bath, and Bath with the pump sprayer brings out in 1 pump between 1.2 and 1.5 mil, and we need 10 between 15 mil of product. So we're going to do around 10 pumps of product into the bucket. Here we go. I like to take my wash mitt and do 3 more in the mitt. Using hot water, because hot water has much more cleaning power than cold. And I have a separated microfiber towel inside my bucket as well. Rinse bucket next to it. So when we have washed the section, we will rinse it in the bucket. On the other hand, you can always rinse your mitt with a kind of gun of your pressure washer or with a hose without going into this bucket. This is also a very good solution. And in this case, you don't need the second bucket. So soaking up the shampoo, and here we go. I like to make first a lot of lubrication. You don't have to apply any pressure. You move in straight lines. And I always do like half of the top and work very gentle my way down. The crisscross is always nice, just to make sure your surface area is optimal. Go down to the window. And work your way down. We have piano black trim here. For this, I don't like to use a brush, but that's what I told. I have this microfiber short napped inside my buckets with a lot of soap. And I like to do it this way, which is far more scratch safe than using any brush. All right, rinse bucket inside. When you start washing the doors, I try to stay just on this line in straight motions without actually going to the bottom. Yeah, because on the bottom we have a lot of debris and dirt that I don't want to have in my wash mitt. So still, after our pre-wash, we see our mitt is still pretty clean. So we removed a great amount of dirt before we actually start the washing procedure. Again, we rinse the mitt and we go back in our wash bucket. For the lower parts of our car, I've taken a second mitt and I'm gonna dump in the bucket. And I'm gonna start by removing the dirt in another way than a lot of people do. So I dump it in my bucket and I will start from the middle to the front. Because when you see in the front, we have the most amount of dirt here, even after a pre-wash. So when I use it, I do it in 1 straight motion, no pressure, and I go off on the end where I have the most amount of dirt. After that, I will rinse my mitt again, do the bottom section, and then I can go back and forth without damaging my coated car. For the back of the car, I do the same thing. I start from the middle and I will go to the end because here we will have the most amount of dirt. So I will use my second mitt, straight motion, off with a lot of dirt. You can turn it, straight motion, off with a lot of dirt, then rinse it, and then you can go back. When you start here, you take a lot of dirt, you scratch your car and it's not worth it. It's really important, and a lot of people tend not to rinse as long as necessary. But if you want to dry your car, you want to have the least amount of water on the car. So when you have the possibility to use a hose like this and try to dry your car less water on the car, less things to dry, and less friction. Door shuts, also important. Actually, you can do them before you start washing the car and rinse them. In this case, we have washed the car already and we're gonna do the door shuts now. What I like to do is use Bug&Grime when you have really dirty door shuts and spray it inside the door shuts. Don't forget the bottom parts. I'm not a big fan of brushes, just in case when it's really dirty in your door shuts. That's why I like to use a simple microfiber mitt in a wash bucket and a separate wash mitt to remove the dirt. So I will use this when you leave it for like 1 or 1.5 minutes to agitate and just go over it with a soft microfiber. Also, this needs rinsing, so you can rinse it with your hose or in your rinse bucket. We let it sit for a couple of seconds and then we will rinse it with a pressure washer. When you have a gun type pressure washer, I will show you a small tip how not to spill a lot of water inside your interior while rinsing the door shut. What we have to do is we have to take the gun and keep it this way. We start there and we come into the door shut. This way you will have not much water inside your interior. It's time to dry. I like to dry a car without touching it with the least amount of friction possible. So this solution is done with a blow dryer. When you don't have a blow dryer, we have amazing silk dryers, and I always advise to take this QuickDetailer and do some spritzes on the towel. And you can spritz some on a wet panel. After that, we have less friction. We drop the towel on. We can even, when you have freshly or sensitive paint, do like this. The less drag, the least amount of friction. After that, we can take a soft wipe and do a final wipe down to remove water. After having rinsed the entire car, we also have to dry our door shuts. For this, we have a great tool, which is the silk mitt, and I like to use Q²M Cure for that. So what's going on? We take Q²M Cure and I spray it liberally in my door shuts. When it's wet, I take the silk mitt and I can push with this really deep into the door shut without hurting my hands. After that, I have this soft wipe and I give it final wipe down. It's protected and dry, and you can use this as well for the bottoms. So great tool, quick, easy, and protected. I'm gonna continue to dry the car now. If you like this episode, feel free to comment. Don't forget to subscribe. And in the next episode, we will show you how to properly decontaminate your coated or non-coated car. So see you soon. Ciao.